Hi, it's me, Just Mike, and today I wanted to tell you what it is that brought me to the Netherlands. I am an American by birth, as you may have gathered by my accent, but I've been living in the Netherlands for more than 20 years now. I think I'm coming up on about 22 years. It all started in the year 2002, and I had planned a holiday vacation in the Lake District of England, and I had a round trip ticket. My intention was to visit the Lake District and return to Philadelphia, where I was living at the time. But what happened was a little bit different than that. And I was in the Lake District, as I mentioned, and from there I went to London to visit a friend of mine. And because I did not have any immediate reason to return to Philadelphia, I had recently sold my art and antiques business there, so I didn't have any pressing need to return. I didn't have a job to get back to, so I decided to extend my stay, my visit, for just a bit and travel to the mainland of Europe, which I did. And I went to visit various countries, Germany and France and the Netherlands. And I had a hotel that I booked just outside of Amsterdam, and I was curious about visiting a city called Haarlem, which according to my guidebook was a great day trip. And it goes back to something from my childhood, because as a kid I had collectibles, one of which included a little antique Drost chocolate tin. And on that chocolate tin it had the name of the city where the chocolate was manufactured, and that happened to be Haarlem. And I remembered that while I was visiting the Netherlands in 2002. I remembered that tin from so long ago in the city of Haarlem, and because it was a day trip recommended in the guidebook, I thought, why not? And when I visited Haarlem, I laid eyes on the beautiful Bavo Church for the first time in my life, and it was love at first sight, if you will. I felt something very emotional, a kind of connection to the city of Haarlem. And so I checked into a hotel with the intention of staying a couple of nights to just explore the city, which I did. And from there I continued to stay. I extended my stay for a week and then a couple of weeks, and then I decided that I would stay for as long as a month, so I arranged a longer-term apartment through the hotel, which was overlooking the river that cuts through Haarlem, the Sparna River. Beautiful, and I remember enjoying that space so much. I felt such a sense of liberation and freedom at that time in my life. And from there, I took the next leap, which was to rent an apartment through a connection I made at the hotel reception. And this was someone who was renting an apartment and then leaving that apartment, and it became available. So I signed a one-year lease. And before long, I had been staying in that apartment for 2 years. And those 2 years eventually became 22 years. I eventually bought a home here in Haarlem. I got a job at a Dutch company, a bank, where I worked for several years. And from there, my second and current job with another Dutch company, a publishing company. And so that's my roundabout way of coming to the Netherlands. I know that if I had sat down back in Philadelphia in 2002 and thought about the idea of moving to another country, I think I would have had too many questions, such as, what am I going to do for work? What about the language barrier? What about a country that I've never been to? Well, I actually had been to the Netherlands previously on a tour as a tourist many, many years before. But all of those questions, I think, had I considered them, it would have stopped me in my tracks. So fortunately, I didn't go about it in that way. I just followed my heart, and again, I put my trust in life, and I let life lead me one step at a time, and it brought me to where I am today. And it is really the greatest thing that I ever did. It's my greatest adventure in my life, was to leave my home country and to move abroad. And you know, when I came here, I had the clothes that I had in my suitcase for my initial vacation in the Lake District, but beyond that, I didn't have anything. I often say that I didn't have a single spoon. I didn't have a bowl, I didn't have a chair, I didn't have a table. And over time, I acquired all of those things, and I set up a household, and I met my partner, who I eventually married here in Haarlem. So again, it really changed my life. It was life-changing to come to the Netherlands. And in future videos, I want to tell you a little bit about the specifics of how it is that I ultimately obtained dual citizenship. I have both a US and a Dutch passport, and I am a Dutch citizen. And that took many years to achieve, and I'll tell you about all of that in another video. But for this video, I just wanted to give you a sense of the path that I took to living here in this wonderful country. So I hope you enjoyed that little glimpse of my adventure, and I look forward to telling you more about it in future videos. So thank you for listening, and I will see you again soon.